Hi everyone, my name is Courtney, and today we're going to interview Sandy Whitlock, the team leader and Rockstar real estate agent for NELA Home Team. Sandy has been a local realtor in the Monroe and surrounding areas for over 10 years now, so she's got great experience under her belt, and I can't wait to dive in and see what all she has to say. Sandy, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Sounds great. Let's do this.
Okay.
So one of the first questions that a first-time home buyer might have is how a realtor actually helps you find a home. Because, a lot of buyers think, oh, it's so easy nowadays with, all these apps on your smartphone to go through and pick your own home out. So why do they need a realtor?
Well, that's true. There's a lot of ways on the internet and social media and the apps that you have that's available to you. However, the problem with some of those apps is they're not always updated. It still may show a house is available and it sold 3 months ago. And so you don't really have the correct information on the apps. And you're pulling from different places. You're not pulling everything necessarily that's in the multiple listing system, which is what we call the MLS, and it's where all the realtors that have listings put their listings, and we're able to pull from that. And also there's for sale by owners out there, and I work with those as well. However, they're not going to be on those lists either. So in order to get a true list of what's out there, you as an individual would have to go to maybe 4 or 5 different places. You can't work on one platform. Whereas a realtor like me has access to all of that for you and can funnel it down to where it meets your criteria and your price range, and just makes it a whole lot easier while you're doing your thing, your work, your job. I'm doing my thing.
Well, Sandy, what it sounds like is you're kind of a one-stop shop for what's on the market out there.
That's true. I guess you could look at it like that.
All right, so now we know we need a realtor. And we know we need a Rockstar realtor. How much would a Rockstar realtor cost me?
As a buyer?
As a buyer, yes.
Well, really, on the buyer's side, it doesn't cost anything. The seller has already negotiated the fees that the realtors are going to get paid when they listed that house. Or if it's a for sale by owner, they negotiate with the realtor before you put your offer in. So it comes out of the sale or the proceeds of the house. It does not come out of your pocket.
So let's say I've picked my realtor and I've looked at all these houses and I found one that I have just fallen in love with and I'm ready to make an offer. What do I do? How do I make that offer?
Well, if you don't mind, if I'd like to back up and touch on a note you just said when you said pick your realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very important to work with a realtor that can work with you. Everybody has different personalities. Everybody has different levels of experience, and it's just like going to a doctor. You don't just go to any doctor. You need to pick and choose the doctor that fits you, one that you're comfortable with, that you can ask your questions to, that you know is going to be working in your best interest on your time frame. So interview different agents. Even if you've got a best friend or a family member that's an agent, that's not always the best fit. In case something happens or goes sideways in a deal, you might not want to risk that relationship. Kind of like dating friends, But interview for your realtor.
That's a really good point. I'm really glad you covered that topic. Thank you. Picking your realtor is a big choice. And like you said, it's like going to the doctor or, even picking your attorney. You wouldn't want to have someone on your side that you don't trust or someone that's not going to have your best interests at heart.
That you don't feel comfortable with.
Right, exactly. So let's go back. We have found the perfect home. You've helped me find the most amazing home, and I love it, and I'm ready to live in it today. What can I do to get into that house?
Well, we look at some comparables to get the correct price, and we put an offer into the seller. The seller can either counter that offer, accept that offer, or reject that offer even. So you want to be sure it's a good, strong offer, because you really don't want a rejection. Once you and the seller have agreed on the correct selling price, then we go into the inspection period, which is usually 10 to 12 days, and it gives you the chance to get a home inspector in there to check for termites, to check for sexual offenders in the area, and lots of other stuff that we would cover in your inspection period.
Okay. So I actually have a couple of questions about that. We talk about having to do inspections. There's a home warranty that we might want to add to our contract. That is all this going to cost up front and have to come out of my pocket? What are the expenses that we're looking at as a home buyer before we even make it to the closing table?
That's a good question, Courtney, because when you put a contract in and an offer is accepted, there's usually a deposit that you put down on that property, which is a good faith deposit to show, yes, I'm serious about this. And the seller's pulling that house off the market now and holding it for you. So you want to make sure that they're comfortable with it too. So usually it's about $1,000, and that's up front. That's as soon as the offer is accepted, that comes out of your pocket. Now that does come back to you at the time of closing, so it's like paying in advance on your closing fees of $1,000. And then once we get into the inspection period, you would hire a home inspector to come and inspect the house, and we could get into later all the details and stuff that a home inspector does. But that's usually $450. You pay that inspector at the time he does the inspection. So now you're out like $1,400. The only other upfront cost would be to you is once everything's completed, all the inspections are done, the appraisal's ready to go, is your lender will ask you to pay that appraisal fee up front. And that's usually $350 to $450 also. So all total, you're out somewhere around $2,000 up front that goes towards your deposit, which is also your closing fees, your inspection, and then your appraisal.
Okay. Well, thank you. I know that's a big concern is we're taking a huge loan out on a home. And of course, it's our first time ever purchasing a home. And we've never had to loan that much money from somebody. And so I know it's a big thing to know, well, how much money do I need up front,
Oh, yes. A home purchase is a huge step. It's most of the time, it's the biggest purchase an individual will make in their lifetime.
Yes. And you earn equity too. So, I mean, it's a great purchase and investment in yourself and your future as well.
Very good.
I know we have a little leniency with the inspection period, but what happens if we go under contract and for some reason we think, oh my goodness, this isn't the right home. I found another one that I love, or something happens with the financing and we just can't afford this home like we thought we could. What happens then? Can we get out of the contract?
Well, some of that is stuff that I will walk through you with before we even put in the contract, because you really don't want to keep looking at homes if you found your home. Once an offer is accepted and you're under contract, you are legally under contract. You can't just walk away from the home without some kind of consequences. And there's stuff in the contract and things that we could go over. However, if something happens, like say the home inspection you were talking about, if something major comes up that you're not comfortable with and the seller's not willing to fix it or compensate for it and somehow, during your inspection period, you are able to get out of that contract if you choose. But once the inspection period is over, you are legally bound in a contract.
Well, Sandy, it sounds like you've given us a lot of great information today. Is there anything else and any advice that you'd like to give to a first-time home buyer?
No, we've covered a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff. I would suggest maybe meeting with me or a realtor one-on-one before you even start looking at houses, to do an interview and to get everything covered, get all your questions answered. I also have a book, oops, it's on this side, that we're offering. I believe Courtney may have a link to it that covers a lot of questions and stuff too on the home buying process.
Well, Sandy, it was great talking with you today. Like I said, you've given us a lot of great, valuable information. We're glad you were here today. Again, you guys, this is Sandy Whitlock with NELA Home Team. She's a local realtor in the Monroe and surrounding areas. So make sure you give her a call today or any day that you're looking to buy or sell a home. As she was saying, this book, I will have a video out shortly. We're going to do some really cool things where we're actually going to give some copies away for free. So make sure you stay tuned. We are going to have that link in the description below. as well as the link to our previous videos about getting pre-qualified. So stay tuned to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and we're going to have a lot of exciting things coming for you. So thank you for joining us today, and as always, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.